to that thought or that sharing. And if you're not done, feel free to talk about it the next chance you get. So before I introduce my colleague, I want to say something about intentionality. Yesterday, SFUSD introduced our operant framework of transformation, about the 4 phases that we're constantly either going through or we should be creating conditions for us to be going through. And I'm going to ask you to keep that framework in your mindset, because everything that's happened in these first 7 or 8 minutes was aligned with that framework. When we talk about that first phase of having some self-awareness, some awareness of our context, or when we talk about creating the conditions, starting to build the community and agreements for what it looks like and feels like to be able to interrupt each other, interrupt our patterns of inequity. From the prompt we use to just to say good morning to each other and sharing a little bit about who we are beyond what you see, to the framing question, and to even this explicitness of visiting, and we will revisit, and asking us to hold at the center our norms, are about creating the conditions for transformation. So sitting in that first phase of awareness of our context and awareness of who we are and how we show up in our work, we're going to move into a piece of work that we began to scaffold yesterday when I shared my poem. And this piece of work is basically called The Skin I'm In, as you heard that language yesterday. So now what I'd like to do is introduce my colleague, Jo Brownson. You will see her periodically throughout this time as well. Please feel free to introduce yourself. And when we're not at the front of the room and you all are doing work, call on any of us if you need support, pushing, questioning, whatever. But right now I'd like to introduce Jo Brownson, who's going to walk us through that set.